As some of you might know, I am known for having incompetent control of my volume levels, but we're live here. And nobody's tuned in, but perhaps you will later. So welcome to the Fire Slug Smoke Break. What are we doing today? Why are we not even looking at me? Kind of weird. I'm gonna go ahead and let you know what's up. This is a 100 cigarette, and here's the smoke break. We're just gonna sit here and talk about nothing while I have a cigarette. The beautiful city of Pahoa, Hawaii. When the cigarette's gone, the show's over. You get a nice look at Pahoa Village Road. It's a wonderful road. I'm here at what used to be a bus stop. The bus apparently doesn't stop here anymore. We're across the street from the Black Rock Cafe and Tavern. The smoke shop right there. And as you can see, people are already congregating in the morning and lots of traffic. And I know a lot of you might think that those are homeless people sitting over there, but this is not a show about homeless people. Those are not homeless people. Those are just people. Don't really know what we're going to talk about here. Don't really have anything. I am attempting to not film anybody's faces. And I can't get my rear-facing camera to work live. I also cannot get a landscape live to work. YouTube seems to have locked me into this vertical live stream. I did not want to vertical live stream. I wanted to turn the phone sideways and landscape live stream. So here in the future, perhaps the smoke breaks, I will have figured that out. Now, as you can see here at 7-Eleven, there's a little bit of an issue with their septic system. So the gentleman spent the last week or two tearing up the side of the 7-Eleven and putting in a brand new thing, which, in all honesty, I'm sure the people that work at that 7-Eleven really appreciate getting a septic system that's going to work again. Because as I understand it, that last toilet that they had wasn't the hottest thing that you would ever want to go into and use. I understand that this is a pretty boring live stream. This is not my forte. My forte is making music, and that's where my skills lie. I make the best fake-ass music on the line. I am the undisputed king of fake-ass artificial rock and roll. Not another single person online on the YouTube that makes as good of, as funny, as whimsical songs as Fire Slug does. In case you're curious, Fire Slug is not spelled with an F, it's spelled with a P on purpose, which is also spelled with a P. It's an anagram. It stands for Progressive, Hardcore, Industrial, Hip-Hop, Rock and Roll, Slug. The name of the act tells you what it is and what it does. In my mind, it's really quite clever. You might think it's stupid. You'd be sitting there going, Jeremy, that's about the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Why can't you just spell the word fire properly? Because the letter F, and the letter I, letter I, R, and the letter E don't spell out something cool like progressive, hardcore, industrial, hip-hop, rock and roll, slug. That's why. I'm currently creating my international series. Yesterday I uploaded Flammenschnecke, a song about a digital flaming slug who's on fire, and he plays rock and roll done in the genre of German power techno metal. Now, when I first started experimenting with these AI musics, I tried to get the AIs to immediately make me German power techno metal, and they apparently couldn't do it. I've been experimenting with this AI music for about a year now, and so the truth be told, yesterday is the first time I've gotten the AI to actually give me German techno power metal. I used the Riff Fusion app for that one. It's the First song I've uploaded was the Refusion. In case you don't know, most of my songs are uploaded after having used Udio. I'm not a big fan of the Suno. They changed to the Suno V3 or whatever they're calling it. I don't even care. And my last version of Suno made me better songs, and it gave me the option to download after creating the song. So now if I make a song on Suno, I have to have a whole nother app that, in my mind, it's just a streaming catcher. And it doesn't really work for me. I don't like it. I don't like messing with the file after having captured it off of a streaming catcher. I mean, you can't just download the song now. I make a song on Suno, I have to listen to the whole damn song, which I'm getting ready to listen to it for the next 4 hours. So I have to listen to it initially to start off for however long it is, and wait for the thing to get inside that streaming catcher. Then I have to take it over to a video converter and convert it. So in actuality, to use Suno for me at this point takes 2 more apps. Now, the latest song that I made, Flammenschnecke, took 7 apps to make. If you read in the description, I list which apps I used to compile that song. I usually spend about 4 to 6 hours with the Udio and my video editors working on a song concept that I would have previously come up in the days ahead of time. I come up with a song concept, I write it down, and I don't work on the song concepts the day that I come up with them. I let them stew inside my brain for a little bit. Let's look and see if we got anybody. Oh wow, it looks like we got 14 people. Again, I'm going to mention that I can't get this to use the forward-facing camera or rear-facing or whatever, the one I usually use. It's using the one that points at me. And trust me, I'm not a handsome individual. I used to be a very handsome individual. I'm not a handsome individual anymore. You don't want to look at me. You would really rather just watch the traffic go by and watch me smoke a cigarette. So again, about this stupid AI music stuff, it's completely pointless for me to use some of those systems if they're going to require 15 or more apps on my phone to get the song all the way to being uploaded on YouTube. I've created a system of song creation that involves lots of shortcuts to reach the end result. And when you start chipping away at those shortcuts and adding more maneuvers, you end up with something like what I uploaded yesterday, Flammenschnecke. And that is in the German language, by the way. I did use Translate on the internet to translate from English to German. Actually, Flammenschnecke, I made the AI write it in German, then realized I wasn't very good at reading German. I had to translate it back into English so I could read it. And then I translated it back into German, and it gave me a whole different song. And so I actually just erased everything and started over. Making and editing the song in English and then having it translated into German, which seemed to work out a lot better. I will tell you though that those AIs cannot tell the difference between a slug and a snail. And so when you see snail imagery and when the thing is singing about snails, I never told it to do anything snail, ever. That's how long we got left in the program. When this cigarette is gone, this show is over. This is the Fire Slug Smoke Break. Thanks for tuning in. We're down to 13 people. I'm actually kind of surprised anybody is tuning into this at all. This is a very unpolished program we've got here. Chances are the first 10 or 15 of these, I'm not even going to know what I'm talking about. I'm just going to turn the stupid phone on and complain about the camera not cooperating. Like I mentioned, I had no intention of making vertical live streams. There's one of my favorite employees over there on their way to work. Gonna make a bunch of coffee. I don't usually go into the coffee shops and buy coffee. We make pretty decent coffee other ways. And really like 7-Eleven coffee. I just buy a crappy coffee if I have to. If you're curious, I've said this before, but I am on the big island of Hawaii. I am in Pahoa. Some of the plans I have for the future is I bought that underwater camera and I've managed to capture a few images inside of one of my fish habitats. But Walmart did not send me the camera that I ordered. They sent me a counterfeit knockoff. And I'm one of those people that I can make more with less. And so when somebody does something like that, I just tighten my pants one more notch and get to work. The first thing I had to conquer with that counterfeit underwater camera was the lens fogs up when you put it in the water. So before I film, I have to put that camera in the refrigerator and get it nice and cold. Yeah, you heard me right. I put the camera in the refrigerator and get it cold. Then when I drop it in the water, you don't have that warm to cold thing. It's going from cold and it's warming up, and the lens apparently doesn't fog. The issue that I'm fighting right now is the light coming from the top into the water diffuses and makes kind of a blurry look, and so I'm not able to capture crystal clear imagery inside the fish habitats. And you can imagine that my goal was to have crystal clear imagery inside of the thing. Once I had conquered filming my fish in a small environment, I was planning on going down to the ocean and jumping in the water and filming a bunch of things here in the Hawaiian water. There's some waterfalls I'd like to hike to that have water habitats you can get into and you can film. And so in the future, I am planning on going to the beautiful, wonderful places that are here on this island and using that underwater camera to provide my viewership, potentially you that's watching right now, which is 11 people. I'm losing viewers. Please don't be mad if I'm not commenting back, because there's no way I can type, read and type looking at the back of my phone. As I mentioned before, there's really no reason for you to look at me. It's not that kind of YouTube channel. You want to look at people, there's a million YouTube people that have the camera on them. Excuse me. This is the smoke break, so you will hear me occasionally cough. This is how long we have left on this program. Perhaps you could leave comments with suggestions for topics that you would like to see. Maybe there's some plants here you'd like to see. I'm planning on doing some of these live programs out and about. At the public library, maybe at the Malama market. You guys probably don't know what a Malama market is. It's a store. It's a little bit different than like a mainland store, but still the same. There's a small petting zoo here that I would love to go get some video imagery from to provide. There's the botanical garden we haven't been to yet. So in the future, if I can get this equipment to work properly, if I can get YouTube to cooperate with me and not be stabbing me in the back at every turn, then my plans are to go around this island on both sides of the island and film the things that are here to film that the other people are leaving out. I will not be copying anybody's styles. I will not be going to the latest trending places and constantly chasing things. I'm Fire Slug. I'm Jeremy. I'm a trend setter, not a trend follower. That's why my Fire Slug videos can get upwards of 1,500 views in a week. Now, YouTube stalls them out and they won't get very many views after that. But you guys are watching, you guys are listening, you guys are subscribing. Most of my subscribers are in the Ukraine and in India, so it's quite possible you could be sitting in the wonderful country of India watching this right now. I'm a little surprised that America hasn't quite picked up as much as the European and Far East areas. You know, got subscribers in Nepal, subscribers in Bangladesh, subscribers in... I mean, I can't even name all the strange, exotic, tropical island nations that are tuning into the Fire Slug right now. It's slowly getting better. I'm conquering how to do this. And I figured out some of the intricacies of this retarded YouTube system. This channel is on its way up, and I'm not a quitter. I don't start things and then stop them. This is a project that I'm probably going to be involved in for the next 10 years. What you're watching right now is about 15 months. I'm at about the 15-month point. I spent 4 years studying YouTube, trying to figure out what it was that was going to work. And I spent another little while poking around, just uploading stupid things just to see what spaghetti would stick at the wall. These guys are having a little trouble over here. his truck is about ready to roll into the other trucks. That's not exactly a Puna beater. I'm in Puna. There's an awful lot of Puna beaters here. You have vehicles, and then you have Puna beaters. And about 30% of the people here that drive Puna beaters. I'm actually kind of surprised there's not one right now. I would show you a Puna beater if there was one here right now. But, you know, thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry you had to listen to me blather about nothing. But that's the way this goes. We start these things on YouTube and we don't exactly have a plan sometimes. I have to involve this live stream thing. There's a situation where YouTube will actually penalize me as far as the push-pull algorithm's concerned. If I don't participate in all of their little methods, if I don't have lives, if I don't have shorts, if I don't have this, if I don't make that, they'll just shut this stuff down. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed having a cigarette. Look forward to talking to you guys in the future, and I'm going to attempt to shut this live stream off. And again, I can see Connor said, "What's happening?" I say, "Nothing, just hanging out." And there, you typed in a language I don't understand. As I was mentioning, I neither read nor understand that strange mystery exotic language. But the smoke, please feel free to go into the playlists and listen to the songs. There's over 100 really good songs at this point. And as I said, I'm not done. I'm not stopping. This is never going to stop.